Yo, what's up? I'm Eldritch Terror, and welcome back to my channel where I like to talk about all things spooky, scary, and have a little bit of fun. Today on the channel, we're going to be talking about something a little bit interesting. Yeah, I don't know how much of you guys have been keeping up with the P Diddy stuff, but whether you know him from his illustrious hip-hop and producer career, or you know him from the whole freak-off thing, today we're going to be talking about Diddy in a little bit of a different light. Yes, it seems that he's been accused of participating in necromancy. Yes, this all stems from when his lawyer, who, if I may add, happened to be Osama bin Laden's lawyer when he was defending himself in the United States. This guy recently found something in the Diddy files that was just absolutely too much for him to stand behind. And that's saying a lot coming from this guy, I mean, geez. So this terrible thing that P. Diddy's been up to that's apparently more reprehensible than anything that Osama bin Laden did is dark sorcery. And trust me, I know what I'm talking about here. I heard it all on TikTok.
Do you know how bad of a person you have to be if your lawyer, Osama bin Laden's lawyer, someone who's been practicing his entire life to defend criminals, quits? And then when the public asks, hey, why did you quit this case? The lawyer says, I quit because of necromancy.
Well, it looks like P. Diddy's lawyer quit, and word has it on the street is because of that necromancy.
Diddy has been charged with necromancy. If you know what they do in Hollywood, you would be able to come to a reasonable conclusion.
The lawyer who dropped out of his case and will no longer be representing Diddy will no longer represent him because he cannot allegedly represent or defend the sorcery.
He's a wizard, y'all. Diddy is like a grand wizard. All that sorcery and spirit Summerson ran his lawyer out of town.
No.
So in the United States, everybody is due trial until they're sentenced. And based off that principle alone, it gives us some interesting characters in the lawyer space. Some guys are out there strictly to defend the undefendable. And this guy that Puffy snatched up is definitely one of those guys. But the threat of otherworldly celestial terrors seems to have scared this guy a little bit. Now, before we dig too deep into here, some of you may know what necromancers and necromancy is from various movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of stuff have featured these guys. They're definitely a staple in the dark fantasy world. But if you don't know what the term means, then who knows more about witchcraft than chronically online blonde girls? Let's let one of them have a crack at it.
What is necromancy? So the definition of necromancy is the practice of magic involving communication with the dead by summoning their spirits as apparitions or visions for the purpose of divination, imparting the means to foretell future events and discover hidden knowledge, sometimes categorized under death magic. This term is occasionally also used in a more general sense to refer to black magic or witchcraft as a whole.
Right, okay, so that's insane. Apparently P. Diddy's been studying with Vecna to become an archlich or something. Man, what is P. Diddy doing with necromancy? Do you think maybe he dug into this so that he could dig up all the cemeteries around Hollywood and dig up their biggest freaks? Maybe raising an army to bot streams for his platforms or signed artists? I don't know, man, but whatever it is not good and we gotta lock in. Think of all the poor convenience stores and their supplies of baby oil that are gonna be gone with this many skeletons walking around under P. Diddy's control. Somebody really needs to make this a parody movie. Why do people really believe that this could be a thing? I mean, necromancers are an awesome part of dark fantasy and fiction, but like, what is going on? Why is this being dragged into our world? Well, some of these TikTok sleuthers really think that they may have a case here, so let's hear them out.
I've heard some wild stories about those who practice necromancy. This stuff is very real. I know a lot of you guys won't believe it, but if you are tuned into the spiritual realm, you know this stuff definitely exists. I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Sean Combs here was involved in necromancy, because I know for them to be in Hollywood to be involved in a lot more sinister practices. If you haven't caught on by now, the things that they get into over in that echelon of the world, I mean, you're innocent. You know, you have an innocent mind. Thank God, in a sense. But at the same time, you're a little bit ignorant. And maybe you should do some research. Maybe you should really open your eyes and look into it, because we live in an evil world, and it's a world of angels and demons, a world of those who fight for the light and those who fight for darkness.
Ah, yes. Evil Hollywood. Long since has it been foretold that these Hollywood actors are meeting up out in the woods and sacrificing people for their Hollywood fame, spilling and drinking blood for their riches. Yeah, these stories go back pretty far. I think the one that I most likely hear about is the Bohemian Grove. And I know that Hollywood do be getting up to some stuff, so like, I don't know, who knows? Regardless of whether or not they're actually out there doing it, I think the question still persists, like, it's magic though. I love how this man bounces between, thank God you're so blessed that you don't know about about this yet, immediately switching over to, but you're ignorant though, and you need to look into this. He's fighting that battle against light and darkness. He's spreading his cause. Fighting that war against P. Diddy, the necromancing dark arbiter. Okay, but this guy's definitely not alone in this, so let's hear from another one.
So a little while back, I had made a video, if you guys remember, there was the Kim Porter book, right? And everything that was supposed to be in this book and released was due from her own journal entries while she was married to Diddy, while she was pregnant. We had talked about the energy harvesting while she was pregnant with other people. Now, because of this most recent rumor, the lawyer dropping out and all of these things, people are putting these together and they're going, well, is it so far out of the realm of possibility that this was true? Or is this true? It doesn't push it too far out of the scope of reality that it could have happened.
Okay, so this woman's touching some murky waters here, but I think that she's suggesting that Diddy was harvesting souls to bring life to the children that he had with Kim Porter. This is a wild one, man. I don't even want to think of what's going to become of Diddy harvesting a bunch of souls to grant for his children. Energy harvesting, or however she wants to put it. That just sounds that bad. That sounds very bad. Between his army of the undead and his children that have the souls of many inside of them. This just sounds, too much, bro. Like, imagine, like, really imagine, like, lock in for a second and imagine P. Diddy with, like, this army of the undead. He's got like a spell book in one hand and he's casting spells down onto everybody below, dropping them down like he used to drop down hits, and his children are just like the horsemen of the apocalypse. This is the reality to live in, I tell you, at least that.
He said he ain't taking that case. It was all because of that. Diddy into all that sorcery and summoning spirits and all that stuff. He even had the ability to sick them dirty spirits on people, if you know what I mean.
So I'm definitely not sold on the P. Diddy's a necromancer thing, but it's fun to think about. Everybody wants to believe that they're maybe a part of something a little bit bigger. I mean, that goes without saying. Like, imagine that you live in a world where, like, P. Diddy rises as an arch-lich, you know what I mean? That'd be pretty wild. Maybe it'll give some basement dwellers a reason to study the blade and bring it out in their moment of need. But, yeah. It's just not hitting me. I did think that this was hilarious enough to have to share with you guys today, though. But hey, who am I to judge? Maybe P. Diddy could be a necromancer. Maybe he really is resurrecting bodies in graveyards all across Hollywood for this massive freak-off that we're just not ready for. Maybe some kind of cosmic event is gonna happen. He's gonna position himself to just be an overlord of the whole world. He's gonna break out of the prison, he's gonna fly right through the roof of that thing, and he's just gonna take it all over. The necromancer among us. But, I don't know.
I did not think when I woke up this morning I would have to explain the difference between these two things, but let's try to explain them. Necromancy is some Harry Potter.
That's unfortunately all that I got for you guys today, though, so if you enjoyed my video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content just like this. And I'm still new over here on YouTube, so if you enjoyed this video, be sure to browse the rest of my catalog and check out some other ones too. You might like those as well. Before you go, hit those comments down below and let me know what you think about this whole P. Diddy thing. Do you think that maybe P. Diddy, just maybe, could be a necromancer? Do you think that this is blasphemous and you just hate the idea? I mean, P. Diddy's done some really atrocious things in real life. Really terrible, genuinely evil things in real life, and that this whole thing kind of detracts from that a little bit? Or are you like me and you think it's just a very interesting fanfic that just had to pique interest? However you're feeling about it, let me know. And whether your day's been going good or bad today, I hope it gets better.